Hello and welcome to Market Wrap with Raja. I am Raja Venkatraman, co-founder of NeoTrader and also a trading influencer. I've been in the market for more than 15 years. I'm happily married with a loving wife and an energetic son who keeps me on the run just like the markets. So yes, we have been seeing over the past so many videos how the market is trying to get on to a new high, but then it has not been able to do so. And to help it alongside, Bank Nifty is also trying to come up with some momentum. But then we are seeing that nothing much is happening. So even today, when we had the weekly expiry, the markets did try its best, but it could not do much to gain some momentum to the upside. What we saw on the markets overall was that the market did make a valiant attempt to move up, and yes, there were certain sectors like the media. The media sector was did quite well. The media sector finished at the top of the day with PVR, with its results being out today. It actually did a phenomenal job of helping the media soar higher. Yes, PVR did quite well, followed up by Inox. So we had some two unusual movers today from the media space. And then the other index to do well today was from the auto and auto space. Today we saw a very sharp move in Ashok Leyland, but then this was something which was coming up. There was results yesterday, and on August 10th there was a good reason for the defense stocks to move up, and that's why you saw Bharat Forge, Ashok Leyland, L&T. There has been an embargo on the import of the defense equipments, and that has actually given the Make in India push. The defense Ministry of Defense has given a Make in India push, and that is what has resulted in these stocks witnessing a very strong rise. The news came out on August 10th, and by the time the news has matured, you can see that these stocks have already begun to show some traction. And today, these stocks were the ones who led from the forefront, and you can see that these stocks actually help the market sustain the bullishness. So today's market was sustained by some stock specific action which we saw today, and that's why you are seeing that out of the Nifty 500, 200 stocks were on the positive side between 0 to plus 3%, and 200 stocks were on the negative side, 0 to minus 3%. So that's where the most of the stocks were positioned. And if you take a look at the way the what dragged the Nifty or what pulled the Nifty, if I were to make a comparison on those front, then I would say that there was some positive move which was witnessed in L&T, one of the major Nifty components. Yes, L&T played a part in holding up the Nifty. Then there was some help from the metal sector where Hindalco played a part. There was Titan. So L&T, Titan, Hindalco, Tata Motors, HCL Tech, they ensured that Nifty was able to sustain some bullishness, while the draggers were Bharti, Airtel, ITC, HDFC Bank, Reliance, HDFC. So these were the biggies who dragged the indices, and that's why we need to understand that yes, market is trying to go up, but then we are at the end of the trading week, and the whole way the market is positioned right now is definitely even Stevens, and we don't know what's going to happen unless and until we go down and take a look at some levels and find out what are the suitable levels to watch out for. And like always, I have been pointing out some key levels, and key levels around 11,200 is what I had pointed out as the new set of supposed to watch out for, and 11,200 continues to hold at the moment. And on the Bank Nifty, we had seen 22,000. So both these levels are holding as of now. Now, what we have in store for tomorrow is something which we need to understand. But going by the way things are positioned, yes, the overall bias continues to remain cautiously bullish. That's what I would say. Another key trigger which I got to know today is that I read on Money Control that the number of cases recovery in the corona cases is the highest today in India. So yes, that's a sign of relief, and that could also be a sign of cheer for the market. We need to see how the market shapes up with this positive news, which has not come in a very long time, especially in the COVID era. So now let's go down and see what we have in store. How are we going to plan our approach, and how are we going to go inside the market and find out how can we do better to go ahead and take a look at the market sentiment. All right, so this is what we have as the chart of Nifty. So let's go down and take a look at the daily charts first. This is the daily chart here. You can see here, this is the daily chart, and Nifty continues to move along, but what you are seeing at the higher levels is a hesitation which is not getting resolved. This is the hesitation zone out here, and this hesitation zone is not getting resolved. So with this hesitation zone continuing to be a problem for the Nifty, we need to be little careful about what's really going to happen. So if we go down further and just swing the chart a little bit, and if I take the help of this support trend line, you can see that yes, Nifty has managed to take help from the support trend line and head higher. So right now the Nifty is forming small body candles, and definitely it's an indication of some bit of tiredness or lack of participation. So once again we look at these zones 11,200 as an important support area. It would be a good and support area where if triggered, if breached to the downside like this, to the downside, then you will definitely have some steady sell off out here. So once this happens, then yes, it is a sign of concern. So until 11,200 breaks. So tomorrow also, as we step into the intraday, let's try and understand what are the levels to once again watch out for. This is the intraday charts. So as I am sharing with you these views, so those viewers who are watching our video for the first time, I would like you to subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon, hit the subscribe channel, and stay tuned to Chart Advice YouTube channel, because we've got a lot of interesting videos where we are going to be sharing not only about the markets but also about interesting elements that affect your market participation. So if you're not being a subscriber, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Do like and also leave a comment on the comment section below. It will help me to understand what exactly you're looking for and how you want to analyze the market and how you want to participate in the market. That's what I want to do. So now coming back to the Nifty chart, you can see here that after the strong gap up, this is a zone where the Nifty is concentrating on. You see here, this is a zone, and the way the markets were positioned today, there was no dominance in particular. You can see here that it was a pretty much range bound day, and the way the markets are getting stretched right now, it is definitely a sign of distribution which is happening here. And well, to come out of this zone, we need to see whether there would be some positive trigger which needs to emerge. So yes, there are some inflows based on the development in the COVID space, COVID recovery. If it actually begins to emerge, then there will be nice momentum to the upside which can emerge if the positive traction emerges. Along with that, we also need some triggers from the external environment, which we need to see if it happens, and it can help us get released from this particular zone, which is around 11,350 to the upside and 11,250 to the downside. So you got two sets of support here. As you go a little deeper into the intraday, you got this zone here. You got the zone around 11,200. Then you have the next zone at this. This is the next support zone. And if you were to use the concept of Fibonacci retracement. You see here, $11,200 to 11,180 is out here. So yes, the overall setup in Nifty continues to remain on the positive side. So the support levels for tomorrow is 11,250. This is the first level of support. Second level of support is 11,200. So we'll fine tune our support with some pivot confluences. Let's take the help of NeoTrader. NeoTrader is the #1 trading software in India, and the way it has been designed is this is aimed at every trader, beginning from the novice stage right up to the professional stage. Every person who wants to approach the market and who wants to understand how the market functions, why a particular sector is moving, why a particular stock is moving, how can I trade better, how can I influence my thinking. All these elements are incorporated into NeoTrader, and what we do is we help every trader, every professional trader understand the market setup, understand why a particular trade is to be taken, and we conduct a lot of webinars, we have got a lot of tutorials, and that way we ensure that everyone gets a good and deep understanding of the market. And you can see here over the last so many videos where I have shown you how the concept of pivot confluence works very well. So today once again we will go down deeper and find out how can we get some clue from the market. So you can see here, this is the concept of this is the pivot, and you can see that 11,200 which I had mentioned to you. The 11,200 is my S3, which I consider as a profit booking zone. Now when I am looking at the markets from the upside, so immediate levels to watch out for me is the pivot level. So right now Nifty is trading below the pivot, and there is some bit of confluence with this. The closest confluence which I am getting right now is at 11,350. So this could be a pivot confluence zone which we need to track. So unless it doesn't cross beyond this zone tomorrow, it could be either a dull day or it could be a pullback day. So I am looking at these zones for some movement to emerge. Unless and until this movement does not emerge, I will be on the lookout for range bound action tomorrow. So these are the levels to watch out for, and as we enter the day tomorrow, we need to see whether the Nifty will be able to hold out to this zone. And yes, if it holds out above this, then you could expect some strong move to the upside, else it could be a range bound to pullback zone in this zone. So this is your pullback zone, and 11,327, 11,350. There is a additional confluence here at 11,308. So this is also a little bit further. So what we can do is we can actually narrow down the confluence, and what we can do is this is a more tighter confluence. So you can see here around 11,330 is the level to watch out for. So 11,330, if Nifty moves to the upside, there's a nice confluence here. So 11,330 would be a level to watch out for. And if that were to happen, then you have definitely some room on the upside where the potential of Nifty to move up is much higher, and it can go all the way up till R3. So that was the take on Nifty. Now let's step down to Bank Nifty and find out what does Bank Nifty have in store. This is the chart of Bank Nifty. I have taken the intraday charts today because I found that there is a nice intraday pivot confluence. You can see here, these are the charts of, this is a section for 12th of August, which was yesterday, and this is today's. So what you see here is there's a nice pivot confluence which is emerging here around the zone. So these are the levels of around 22,200. So 22,200 is a important zone, and you can see that yes, around 22,200 there has been a steady attempt. There has been a steady attempt to hold out to this level. And you can see here that yes, prices are trying to hold out to this level. So now the next question is, if it doesn't hold around 22,200, what could be the next level which we can expect? So for that, I'll again go take the help of intraday, and I'm seeing here that in the case of Bank Nifty, we already have a trend line breach. So Bank Nifty is definitely on a sticky wicket. So right now, Bank Nifty is trying to recover. So while the condition of Bank Nifty, so if you see today's losers, we had J&K Bank, we had the PSU banks, which were amongst the major losers, and that could be a drag on the Nifty today. So that was one. Pharma was the other one. So we had some weakness in those sectors, and if the weakness continues in the banking space, then you could have the Nifty Bank coming down, and this could be a problem. So where could it halt? Let's try and find the place where we can see where could it halt. So what we'll do is we'll just take a look at what are the kind of gap areas which are emerging. So this is one area. Okay. So somewhere around 22,000 is one area, and this is a nice value support area here. Okay, this is a nice value support area. So in and around this area, we should see some halt in the drop if it emerges in Bank Nifty. That is somewhere in the region of 21,900 to 22,000. So that's looking to be a support area in Bank Nifty. So what we'll do now, we'll go into NeoTrader and try and understand what does NeoTrader have in store in terms of the pivot confluence to give us some clue. Now when I go into NeoTrader and find out, the first thing I see is that Bank Nifty is definitely trading below the pivot. Right now it is trading below the pivot. So it is at this stage. Okay, it is trading at this stage. Now what are we seeing? We are seeing that the possible move for the Bank Nifty to emerge is only beyond 22,381. So unless and until it moves about 22,381, you will have difficulty in the Bank Nifty going up. So 22,381 is the first level to watch out for. 22,155 is the downside. So on the Nifty, you had more clarity, but on the Bank Nifty, you're finding that this is the first level to cross out for. It has to cross above this or break below this. Like we discussed, the support levels are emerging around 21,970. That's our key support levels which we have seen here. We have seen the key support levels here. So that's what is emerging in this one also. In the pivot confluence, we are trying to find out a pivot confluence, and right now we are not the closest confluence which we are getting right now, in Bank Nifty is 21,972, and the closest to that is not available here as a level. So we will not do a confluence here because today we are not finding a confluence. So be that as it may, we'll just use the key levels to watch out for. So when you talk about Nifty, you are having 11,200 as a support zone, as the first support zone, 11,150 as the next support zone. You're in case of Bank Nifty. In the case of Bank Nifty, you are having 22,381 as the first resistance level. You have got 22,155 as the first support level to break. So 22,155 to 22,381 is the range which it needs to exceed for any kind of move to emerge in the Nifty, in the bank Nifty. So if 22,155 were to break, then you have got room till 21,900. So that's what is the scenario in bank Nifty. While on the Nifty, you have got 11,330, which we marked out. You can see here the nice confluence here, 11,327 to 308. So 11,330, if Nifty were to cross, then you can expect some upside. You have got a nice room in Nifty all the way up till 455. And on the downside, you have got 11,200. So these are the levels which you need to watch out for in the forthcoming session. So I hope you got some info on how the Nifty is positioned and what kind of market positioning you need to do as far as your approach is concerned. Do share, like, and subscribe to our channel, and also put your comments on the comment section below so that it would give us more insights on what kind of video you would like to watch in the near future. I hope you liked all the kind of analysis which we do on a regular basis on this channel. We are going forward with everyday index analysis with the aim that you are able to get more perspective about the markets. I would like you to share, subscribe, and comment to this channel. I would also like you to share this video with as many people as possible, because this kind of structured analysis is not done anywhere on the internet. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.